And welcome to another episode of the Nindie Focus Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Roger Reichert, and along with me are my good friends Mike.
Hello.
And Jordan.
It's me.
And Phil.
Hello.
I was expecting to say, it's me, Phil.
I thought about it. I was like, I'm going to keep it.
It's me, Jordan. Yeah. Well, welcome everybody to the show. We got a lot to cover. We're going to go over another strange game on the eShop. We have another pick for you to listen to. We also have our switching on a budget game, and that's Run the Fan. Is that the name of the game, Mike?
Yes, it is.
Run the Fan. Okay, so we'll talk about that. But before we get into all that, let's go around and talk about the games that we're currently playing. And I'm going to start off because I never start off, so I'm going to start off this week. So I've been playing two games that I can talk about that I'm reviewing, and they both are fantastic games. So I'm going to start with the first one, and this one's called Infinite, the Infinite Beyond the Mind. It is $9.99 on the Switch. It's available now, and it is a retro platformer that you can play up to two players. So you play as either Tanya or Olga, two girls who have the power to stop this evil, wicked queen and her army from taking over. And yeah, you play through it. There's different boss levels. It's really good. It's really good. I love it. I'm usually not very good at platform games, but this one I'm just really enjoying. It has cool mechanics. You jump around, and then you can do like this, like not teleport, but you can like do this like, I don't know, like quick dash that you can dodge bullets as the enemies shoot at you. And then the boss battles are really awesome in the different levels. Like there's one that you're jumping around. There's another one where you're on like this little like scooter spaceship thing. It takes place in the future. Fantastic game. The graphics are awesome. It's like this pixelated art that like looks really retro. It's fantastic. I love this game a lot. So that one is, again, Infinite Beyond the Mind. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
Right now. I have not.
Yeah, it's really good.
What's the gameplay style?
It's a platformer. It's a 2D action platformer.
Okay.
So it's side scrolling, and yeah, I mean it's fun. It's just a fun game. It's not a very long game, so it won't take you very long to beat. But for $9.99, it's a great game. It's a great buy.
Oh, this art's really cute too. It's like 16-bit or
yeah,
or it's like pixel. Yeah. It's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. It's a good game. Yeah, so I highly recommend that game. The other one, so that just released today. As a recording, May 7th. The show will air after that, but as today, it released today. The other game that I've been playing and I streamed and I absolutely love as well is called Slayin 2. Have you guys heard of this game?
I was just looking at that on the eShop today.
Yeah, it's fantastic. This game also came out on May the 7th. So it's an endless RPG. I think that's what they're calling it, action RPG. You can unlock up to 8 different characters, and you can play also 2-player co-op, local co-op as well. There is a story mode and an arcade mode, and so at first the mechanics are very simple. It seems very simple. You're playing a knight, and there's 2 planes. There's like the bottom plane and the top plane, so you kind of jump between both of them, and you run. The monsters are just appearing, and you run into them with your sword. And as you run into them and you kill more monsters, you level up, or you earn like power up your spark power, which is like your superpower, and then you can use that superpower. And the first level is like, this isn't bad. The boss was pretty easy. There's bosses at the end of each level, so you have to kill so many monsters before the boss shows up. And as I started playing, I got to, I was like, this is easy. This is not bad. And then I got to this boss. I was like, oh my gosh, this boss is really hard. I could not beat him. And then I realized, oh, this is an RPG. There's RPG elements to it. Like you can go to the blacksmith and he can level up your weapons and level up your specials, and you can buy better weapons and better armor. And then as you defeat the monsters and you beat the bosses, you get gold, so you can unlock new characters, and that's how you unlock new characters and unlock special abilities. And yeah, it's and then it becomes like you're like, oh, this is actually a very deep game, and the graphics are fantastic. It's again like this pixelated art. And it's great. I mean, the boss fights are awesome. They're so different. Each boss battle is different. Like the last boss, my favorite boss so far I fought against is this big like ogre guy, and he takes this ball and chain mace, right, Morningstar, and throws it down, and then you have to get out of the way, and he gets it stuck, and you come behind him and hit him, and then get out of his way as he pulls it out of the ground again. It's fantastic. This game is so good, and I just find myself constantly going back to it and saying, okay, one more run. I'll just gain some more gold and I can unlock more stuff.
Those are the dangerous games.
Oh, yeah. I know they are. So yeah, so there's spells, there's so you can unlock like a sorceress who uses different spells. So I have all her spells unlocked now. So I only have 2 of the characters unlocked so far. Because to unlock the other characters, they show up in town. So you have to, that's the other thing. So to get them to show up, you have to fix up the town. Like these bad guys came through and destroyed the town. So I fix up the inn. So I paid to get that fixed up. And then all of a sudden new adventurers start showing up, but then they won't join your team until you pay them 1,000 gold pieces. So like there's a ninja now that's at the inn saying, I'll join you for 1,000 gold. I'm like, crap, that means I have to do like a couple runs, but I want to level up my sword. It's so fantastic. This game is so good. So that's called Slayin 2.
Yeah, I might have to look into it. I was, like I said, I glanced at it earlier and it caught my eye. So
yeah, and this
you have
game
good stuff to say.
This game is right now it's on sale for $7.79. Originally it's $12, $11.99. So if you are interested in getting that, I love how these games are coming out with like the brand new, and the sale price when it's brand new, because that was like actually a complaint while back, and I know I talked to people about this where you'll come up with a game for like $12 or $13 and then 3 months later it's like $5 and you're like, well, what about I bought it at launch for the full price?
Right.
I like how they're coming out at launch saying, hey, if you're going to be an early adapter, here's the price for it.
And it also makes you feel better about taking that risk as well.
Yeah, exactly. But both of these games definitely worth the $9.99. I would this game's definitely worth the $12 if you can snag it for less than $8. Kudos to you, man. It is a great game. So those are the games I've been playing. Mike, what have you been playing?
Well, I have been spending a lot of my spare time with that Ding Dong XL.
Yeah,
nice.
Just can't stop because it's just such simple one-button play, and it's that design that keeps you coming back to try to beat your own high score.
Nice.
So
what are you at right now for a high?
Yeah.
Right now I'm at about 72.
Okay.
So not bad, for myself. I guess that's good. But the problem is I get overzealous. I'm like, I can make this.
Yeah.
I can throw that ball across and just barely skim past the
get that extra point.
Yeah. And no, I can't, apparently. And every time I'm like, why did I do that? Stupid. Oh, I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah.
Yep. That this time, it's like I'm like a compulsive gambler with a problem. Sure, I screwed up the other 9,000 times, but this time
will work. Yeah, exactly.
So,
I feel attacked.
Yeah. And then other than that, I've been playing a game called A Robots Named Fight.
Oh yeah, do you like that game?
It's I don't know how I feel about roguelikes.
Yeah.
It's tough for me because like you almost feel like there's no sense that you actually completed the game. It's I don't know, it's kind of tough. So let me give a rundown. For A Robot Named Fight, they may as well have copied the source code from Super Metroid.
I was gonna say it seems like a Metroid game, doesn't it?
It is, and it feels like Super Metroid. I mean, like the jumping mechanics, the shooting, the running, like it feels like they just basically stole that source code and then just like put their own coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
But in this game, you play as a robot, and your robot world has been invaded by mutated meat monsters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and you're fighting back to destroy the mutant meat monsters and send them back to the mutants meat planet of some kind. But anyways, but it's designed to be played over and over again, and the more enemies you kill and the further you get, the more power-ups you unlock that can be found in your next run. So there's things like a flamethrower, hyper boots, a slide kick, missiles. You can extend your health. But again, if you die, then you lose it all, and you just have to start all over in another randomized Metroidvania world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's pretty challenging. I was playing it earlier today, and I lasted about an hour, which is the best I've done so far. I beat 3 bosses in it. The bosses are cool, and they're pretty easy to beat if you are. The thing is, I get like kind of impatient with it, and I'm just like, okay, I could take a couple hits as long as I'm beating this boss really fast. No, you need to be very slow and meticulous
Yeah.
at this game. But then I unlocked a power-up where it causes the enemies to drop health a lot more often.
Okay.
So that really helped me get through it. So I was like, okay, this is another one of those ones where you can say just one more round. But again, I'm just so on the fence with roguelikes. Like this one.
You feel like you
Binding of
wasted
Isaac.
all the time in the world every time you die. You're just like, that was all for nothing.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if they had it, like so. Let's say that other game that we were talking about in the chat, that Galaxy Champions TV.
Yep.
What all the power ups?
Yeah.
Like I like a roguelike if when you die you get game over, but you still get to keep all of your weapons and your upgrades and everything like that. That to me, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, kind of, I guess you can consider the first one like that was what was that? Dead Rising. I don't know if anybody ever played Dead Rising.
Yeah,
No.
I played Dead Rising.
Yeah, when you die in Dead Rising, right? You start all over.
That's
keep
right. You did keep everything.
Yeah.
God, those freaking series. Sorry.
So, but yeah, a robot named Fight. It's on sale regularly. It's if you like Super Metroid, it's definitely a fun game. It has great music. Controls are perfect. Lots of meat.
Yeah.
If I remember right, some of the creatures had kind of a grotesque look to them too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah. There's blood all over the place, and yeah, it's they look like some of them looked like those leech creatures from Splatterhouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those things are flying around. So I don't know. It's a fun game, especially if you like roguelites. If you're on the fence on it, it might be worth a try.
Did you play Dead Cells, Mike?
I have Dead Cells, and no, I have not.
So
played
good.
it.
That's such a good game.
That's roguelike done proper.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's what I was gonna say
Yep.
too. Yeah, because like I played. Have Jordan or Phil? Have either of you played the robot name Fight?
No.
I watched somebody play it.
Okay, because I I got a review code from the Real Dudes podcast. Kyle
That's
had
who I watched play it as well.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, because he was like, I got an extra code. Do you want it? And I said, yeah, sure. So, I played it to help out with their review because I think I was on their show when we talked about it. And yeah, I'm in the same boat as Mike. Like, here's the thing. I didn't think I liked roguelikes, but when I play a good roguelike game, then I'm like, ooh, I like this game.
Mm-hmm.
This one was kind of in the camp. Mike, I agree with you. I was just like, it seems like a lot of work, and I die, and I don't get anything out of it. I felt like nothing carried over really for me. Maybe I have to play more of it, but that was my initial feeling too. And then I played Dead Cells, and it was like a complete opposite experience. Like I loved that game. I played that game a lot. I think you'd like Dead Cells, Mike. I think you'd like it. I think you'll see the difference because I felt the same way when I played Robot Named Fight. I had the same experience you did. So
Okay, I'll have to pop that in then.
yeah, it's a good game. Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
What about you, Jordan? What have you been playing?
Other than the one we're going to talk a little bit about in the future for the switching on a budget, I've been playing more. I mentioned it last week, the Deadly Premonition.
Yeah.
Before the sequel's coming out. This game, it's hard to even speak about this game. It is so. This game, it's just like I don't know how you describe it to people without them actually like watching some of these scenes. It's as if like The Room, the Tommy Wiseau The Room, but the video game. Like it's like that. There's like so many scenes and shots and music choices during scenes that seem so very like nonsensical, or like you're just very confused. I don't want to. Everyone should play this because it's either going to be the best thing you've ever played or the worst thing. Like it's not going to be in between.
Yep, there is no happy medium.
Like you are going to love this game or you're going to hate it, but you will have thoughts about it. So I don't want to ruin anything, but like there are a couple of scenes, for example, early on, I'm still very early on. You're sitting in the hotel you're staying at because you're like an FBI agent and you're coming to this town to investigate a murder, and you're staying at this small town hotel, and it's just the lady who owns it is an older woman, and she's eating breakfast with you, but it's at the end of a very, very long table, like a 30-foot long table, and you're both sitting on complete opposite sides of it, trying to have a conversation. But every time you're having this conversation, which is about nothing at all, really, she just keeps saying like, huh? I can't hear you. And so then your character yells the thing. And that happens like 4 times. And then finally, the main character is like, why don't you sit closer? And for some reason, she takes that as you hitting on her. And she's just like, oh my, no, I still love my husband. Like kind of weird stuff. Like it's just stuff like that. And it's like that scene added absolutely nothing at all. Like it did nothing. But like you're so enraptured because you wonder, is this gonna be like, is this going somewhere? And then like there was another scene I played last night where you're investigating the body. Like you're with the, who's the guy that like, investigate or like looks at dead bodies to figure out
Coroner.
Yeah, you're like with the coroner basically, and you're like investigating the body, and like the mood is very serious and everything like that. The music is very serious. It all fits, and then out of nowhere it turns into like weird like Persona type music while the guy is still talking about like the killer and everything, and it completely changes on a dime, and you're just like, what is going on? Like, why is this the music now? The mood is ruined. It's completely weird now. Like, it's insane. It's the weirdest game I've ever played in my life, and I think I love it.
Wow. Do you think they? So I haven't played this game. I should, because it sounds awesome. Do you think they add music like that and change the music up to make it feel weird and make it feel different, and make it feel like?
I would hope so. I hope that this was all by design. But if it wasn't, they unintentionally did some amazing things in this game. But also terrible, because it makes no sense. Like, with the music's changing in this scene, makes no sense. It's way too happy-go-lucky for talking. Like, the dead girl is in the middle of the room while you're talking about the killer, and all of a sudden it's like, bow, 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 like, just weird.
Phil, have you played this, right?
I played it, yeah. I played it a long time ago, when it first came out on the 360, and Jordan's not wrong about any of this. The entire game is just a super weird trip that you have to stick through until the end just because you want to see how it plays out. There's times that it felt really broken, but then there's times that it feels like absolute gold, and the truth is probably somewhere in the middle of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I will say that I drop a lot of games because I'll play them and there's just so many games coming out that like I often stop games and don't get to the end, especially really long ones. But for this one, I absolutely want to see it through to the end because I need to know how it gets from A to Z, because my God, they're taking some detours. And also it is fun. Like, you're laughing at it or you're laughing with it. Like, the characters' faces are ridiculous sometimes. The amount of times that he's talked about how much he likes coffee is like, I'm only like 2 hours in. He's probably said it like 30 times. Anytime he introduces himself to a character, he like does it in this weird way where he's like, he says his full name, like Agent something York, and then he's like, call me York. That's what everyone calls me. But he does that every single time he introduces himself. Every single character. And you're like, what is going on here? It's so weird. I love it. It's fascinating.
That's so crazy.
I want to study this game forever. And the sequel's out in July, so I definitely have to beat this.
Wow.
And I hope it. I'm so curious about the sequel. I don't know if they can, like, if it feels the same as this game, then you know that they are gods of what they do. They are creating the best media ever. But I don't know if they can capture lightning in a bottle again. I don't know if they can do it.
No, it'll be interesting to see.
Especially a decade later.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, when you beat this game, did you feel like, thank God I went through this? Or at the end where you're like, what? That was a waste of my time.
No, it was worth my time. It's worth a playthrough. It feels tedious at times, but it's worth going all the way through. I was tipped off by somebody a long time ago after it first came out. They're just like, this game's right up your alley. It's weird. It makes no sense. Yeah. You're gonna absolutely love the heck out of it, and I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, if it's still on sale, I should.
It is on sale right now. They're still doing the sale before the sequel. I think it's like 50% off or something.
Yeah, I think it's on sale for like $15 right now on the Switch.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've already gotten $15 worth of entertainment out of it, and I'm only like 2 to 3 hours in. Yeah.
Are you streaming this at all?
No, because it's on Switch and I don't have the capture card.
Okay. Got it.
But I wish I was now because my God.
I would imagine if you were to go onto Twitch or Mixer or any of that kind of stuff, somebody's streaming it at almost any given time because it's such a cult classic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh boy, I have to pick this up. Anything else, Jordan?
That's it.
Nice. What about you, Phil? What have you been playing?
I've also been playing around with the old Ding Dong XL because, again, super addictive, and you kind of have to. It's right there. You just play with it or play it. I broke 100 the other day, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Nice.
Holy cow.
Yeah, there was a lot of focus involved. Outside of that, since we don't really need to talk too much Ding Dong XL, I'm playing a game for review for Gamerheads.
Can you talk about that game yet or no?
I don't know. The embargo's on the 13th, but it's a 2-year-old game, so I think I can mention what its name is, right?
Yeah, you can mention the game. Yeah.
It's Ion Fury, which was originally known as Ion Maiden, and they got sued by Iron Maiden over the copyright infringement of the name, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
It's first-person shooter, basically feels like original Doom or original Wolfenstein. It's been a good time so far. I have minimal complaints.
Nice.
Also been playing Run the Fan, of course.
Yeah.
And then last night, my girlfriend and I got into playing good old Moving Out.
Nice.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that game's a lot of fun co-op. It's also very frustrating. It reminds me why I'm never moving with her again, because she sucks at moving. There's an L-shaped couch on one of the levels, and she's trying to get the fat end of it through the door first. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Let's take the skinny end and rotate 90 degrees. And she's like, oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea. And I'm like, this is why we're not moving anytime soon.
So I was gonna ask you that, like, cause playing that single player, like,
how does that work single player?
You're just dragging it. You just drag it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and it is hard to get around like those corners because I ran into those L-shaped couches as well. Yeah. And I tried throwing it through the window. That didn't really work, so I couldn't.
You can do that with 2 players. You can throw large objects through the window with 2 players.
Oh, that's
awesome. Like you can chuck couches, you can chuck beds. It's wonderful.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I wish I had somebody to play that game with, because that to me I think sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we do a lot of like throwing boxes back and forth to each other as well. Like, oh, box of wine glasses? Yeah, no problem. Chuck that over here.
Yeah. So you made it to the pool level, I'm assuming?
Yep. I think we're probably 10 or 11 levels deep at this point.
That's awesome.
We unlocked like the second zone where there's ghosts in every building.
Oh, wow.
And
they had to slap the ghost to get them out of your way.
Yep, and they complicate things. You go to one house which is haunted, so like the chairs kind of wander all over the place, and so you kind of have to like trap them inside of the moving vehicle, otherwise they'll just keep wandering. Did you make it to the farm level at all where you're moving?
No.
Oh yeah, you get to move goats and cows and pigs and stuff like that.
Amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. If this game was online multiplayer, the 4 of us would need to hop onto this and throw furniture like you've never seen before.
Yeah. See, and the other thing I like about this game too is that there's like sub goals in the game, right? So like besides just getting a gold, silver, or bronze, then there's did you break any windows? Did you break all the windows? And like, so there was one that's like, did you pack the turtle? Like there's a turtle walking around, right?
Yeah.
My kids are like, grab the turtle, Dad. And I did. And they're like, oh no, it was a chicken. I think that's what it was. Grab the chicken, throw the chicken in. And so I threw the chicken in, and it's like, you packed the chicken. And I got that as one of my additional goals.
Well, they don't
That's
tell,
cool.
the weird
like,
thing is that they don't tell you what the bonus goals are until after the level. Which is really
playability.
Yeah, that's what they're going for too. So that's the way we started approaching levels, is like, oh, I bet this is a thing. Oh, I bet this is a thing.
Yep.
And sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not.
Yeah, that's fun. It's cool. I mean, it is a big miss that they didn't do the online.
There's still time to patch it.
There is.
I'm
hoping that they listen to this podcast and think that, hey, we should do that.
Well, they have to note it's Team 17. Yeah. They're a good studio. Like they put out decent product most of the time.
Yeah. I agreed. So cool. Anything else?
That's about all that I've been playing. I did pick up Super Blood Hockey, but I have not touched it yet. I meant to, and it just didn't happen.
I'm telling you, man, that game is great.
That's part of the reason why I haven't touched it. I'm afraid I'm just going to put an entire afternoon into Super Blood Hockey and get questioned why I didn't mow the lawn.
Mike, you played that, right? Yeah, you reviewed that for the site, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So one thing, I don't know, maybe you'll back me up or say no, I'm wrong, but that game's really hard to win a game, isn't it?
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah.
I could tell you the secret to winning a game.
Steroids?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you score, at least this worked for me, if you score a goal and you're winning, just go behind your own net and just wait it out.
Oh, the old Blades of Steel strategy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't try that. Yeah, my gosh, that game, you score a goal and you're like, oh my God, like it is not, it looks like ice hockey, but it plays it's a lot harder than the original NES ice hockey game. So, and then, yeah, I just love the fact that you get inmates as your players. You buy inmates. God,
Yeah.
it's such a bad game. I mean, it's a great game, but I mean, it's just like dark humor, I guess that's what I was looking for. So,
Very dark.
very dark, yeah. Cool. And sorry, anything else?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, cool. Then let's move on to the segment Strange Game of the eShop. All right, Phil, tell us about this game.
So while perusing the eShop, I discovered a game called Shanky, the Vegan's Nightmare. Let's go ahead and talk about what the summary on the eShop is of this game. Shanky is a joyful meat grinder, and mince is its movement force. Swallow up everything you can and collect meat cola to stay on the move. Participate in a stunning story of love and self-sacrificing. Depending on the level, Shanky would change his movement force accessories to legs, wheels, wings, and a boat. During boss battles, you would learn how to use its mince launcher. Collect meat cola to expand Shanky's stomach, and success is guaranteed. And remember, there's never enough mince, so keep grinding.
What?
Looks like a side-scrolling platform game that you chew up meat product and use them as both a weapon and a jumping tool.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, you're like an adorable meat grinder on wheels. And to get to different places, yeah, you basically... Think of Super Mario Sunshine.
Yep.
But instead of water, chunks and blood.
Chunks of blood and meat are what you use.
Yeah, I was gonna say the cuteness of him really clashes with the gross meat coming out of his ass.
Well, and you look at all the backgrounds and stuff too, and it looks like it's pretty well drawn and animated. And it's on sale right now for $3.49. So if I'm talking about this next week, I don't know what happened.
There's a reason.
Really? You think the back?
I don't think it looks bad.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it looks okay. I mean, I don't know. It looks like artwork that I could do. I mean,
Roger, not all of us can draw or program, okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Superior host Roger.
Yeah, but can you grind meat like nobody's
No,
business?
that's true. I will say, like, that meat's coming out of it looks absolutely disgusting.
It does look really gross.
Gross.
And there's boss battles, apparently, judging from this one screenshot. He's fighting someone called Mr. Sawbench.
Oh, man. See, that's a selling point.
And it looks like he's shooting a meat rocket at him, actually.
Yeah, it
like there's a
does.
rocket hitting him in his face that's made of meat.
Yeah. And this
Are you guys going
corn?
to try to talk me out of this or no? Because everything you're saying.
I'm going to talk you into it so you can talk about it next week, but I'm not playing this.
Yeah, I'm playing this.
So this isn't our game next week?
No.
You're not going to let me roar this one up?
No. I mean, yes, feel free to play this game. I will not be playing this game. Yeah, it's originally $7, but yeah, $3.50 for let's say
Shanky, the vegan's
For
nightmare.
Shanky, the vegan's nightmare.
Yeah, it's the genre is adventure, action, platformer, and application. Because
Well,
when
and if it teaches you how to, make sausage links or something.
I
then-
guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's so
I'm having a really difficult time just not clicking on proceed to to purchase. We should move to the next segment before I buy shake.
All right, well, let's move on then to the switching on a budget game. And Mike, go ahead and introduce this game because, in full disclosure, I did not play this game, but you three did. So go ahead and introduce it.
Yeah. So when I was pitching the game to you, well, first of course we got it on the eShop for, was it 19 cents? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
Yeah, it was
like
pretty
39,
cheap.
19 cents, 39 cents, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And I pitched it as if anybody who played BioShock, the hacking tool, that's the way that plays kind of like that. So what is that? Oil.
Now I'm drawing a blank on it too. We even said it last week off the air.
Yeah. One of those things where, the oil or the water or whatever is going
Pipe dream.
through the pipe dream. Thank you. Yeah, it's going through the pipes, so you need to connect it and get it all the way to the end. It's a bit of a it's kind of like that meets Labyrinth, the original, the really old game where you have to, or Marble Madness was the other one.
Yep.
So basically what this is, it's a top-down view, and you're looking at, might be the inside of it. Well, it is the inside of a computer. And there's a power supply, and there's a cooling fan, and there's a blue spark of electricity that slowly moves along the board in a fixed direction, which is signified by like a power cord, I guess you could say. And the goal is you have to twist and tilt the board to move a marble in order to get the marble in between a broken spot on this cord to create that electrical connection to keep that spark going until it can reach the fan in order to run the fan.
He said it.
Excellent setup.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. And if you're thinking like, wow, this marble is going to be rolling all over the place, how are you going to get it to hold still? If you press the ZL and ZR buttons on the Switch, it freezes the marble in between the break and creates that electrical connection, and it speeds up that spark so that it gets there really quick so you can figure out your next move. When I first started playing it, I'm like, oh, this is too easy. This is a piece of cake. And then I got to like level 110, and I'm like, oh man, I got to think now.
Yep, that's exactly about where it hit me as well.
Yep. That exact level. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's again for 19 cents. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I tried doing, because it also has the accelerometer or whatever it's pronounced. That kind of controls. I wasn't a big fan of that because you actually have to lay it flat and like hover over it for it to work right.
You did try it that way, huh?
Yeah, I did. But then I immediately went back to using the joystick.
Yep.
The analog stick movement. But it's the thing is the controls work very well.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times I overcorrected. I'm like, no, and then trying to rush to get it to go back, and then it zooms right past it. I'm like, no, go back.
And I like that there's obstacles that you have to work around too that really make you think out your path of where you're going to move the ball, because you can't just like all of a sudden just roll it because it's a wide open space. There's other, I don't know any kind of electrical terms, but there's other pieces inside that'll hinder your pathway, so that way you have to like roll around things to get to the next location to be able to in time too. Like you're rushed while doing it. You're not just racing the spark, but you're also having to, well, you're still racing the spark, whatever. But yeah, avoiding obstacles the entire time. It's cool.
Yeah, it's again for a budget game that doesn't get a whole lot of press because there's just a sea of games on the eShop, like meat grinders and stuff. It's definitely, I'm glad I found it, and I'm glad I got it for that great of a price. So if you're looking for just like like we said, like how we enjoy Ding Dong so much, I just like saying Ding Dong.
Yeah.
How we enjoy it's just a fun game you can play for 15 minutes at a time, and then put it down and go back to something else.
Yeah, for the price, I was actually surprised at like how nice the art was.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very pretty, and like the art style they picked was very interesting. It's like kind of very realistic, but like it looks great. And the music too is actually really good.
Yeah, it's not
Like,
bad.
I was shocked for the price. Like it's very good.
The music follows the feel of the game. Like it's what you would expect the music to be, which is what it should be.
Exactly. Yeah, it totally fits it, which is nice because we've played some other ones recently where the music hasn't really fit the game. So this is not one of them. They did really good with this one.
See, in this artwork I couldn't do. This is really good artwork. See?
Are we just
You're so humble, Roger.
Are we just gonna change the name of this to the Crap on Phil show?
No. So I just went out to the eShop because I didn't get this game, but it's $3.99 now, so it's $4 originally, right?
That's still not bad.
Even at $4,
it's
it's
still
worth
good
it.
price.
I'll say
If
that.
you're a fan of puzzle games, it's well worth your time.
Well, it looks like there's. Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like there's 50 different levels, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's 3 different worlds, and I want to say each of them consists of like 18 levels or something like that.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I might have to check this out. Yeah, I just this week just went by so fast, and I was like, oh my goodness, we are recording already. Yeah, but I mean, my time was taken up by the other 2 games, so that's why I didn't get a chance to play anything else. So cool. Anything else you guys want to say about this game?
Go get it.
Yeah, it's,
Go get it.
it's worth
Go
your
buy
time.
it. Okay, so this is nice because I know that was supposed to be Jordan's time, but the pick. But I know Mike, you said, well, let's try this game. This game is really good, and it's like, like you said, it was like 49 cents, whatever you guys bought it. So that's awesome, and it's nice that I wish I would have played it because it's nice that we had a good game we could talk about for once. We had 2 weeks in a row that were pretty rough, but it's nice that we had a fun one. So cool, good pick, Mike. Jordan, it's your turn next week. So
I know the pressure's on.
The pressure is on. So I'm excited to hear. I did play a little bit. I should say this. I did play a little bit To the Moon, and I'm liking it. I don't want, I'm not that far. I was streaming it, but it's one of those games you can't really stream because I can't be funny with it,
Road.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where it's like you definitely want to just like if you get emotional, you want to be able to sit in your emotions and not worry about like, oh no, do I want to worry about chat or do I want to worry about people? Like it's something that where it's like it is good just to sit with this one and just feel what you're feeling and just like let the music hit you and just like it's a good just play it on your own.
And the dialogue in it's light enough too that it'll kind of bring you back a little bit because the banter between the 2 doctors is pretty fantastic. Like
it really is.
They hate each other and love each other at the same time, and it comes through glaringly obvious. It's wonderful.
Yeah. So, but yeah, hopefully by next week I can talk more about that. So cool. All right. Well, let's go around and talk about how people can get a hold of us. Mike, we'll start with you. How can people get a hold of you?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at TC Throwers and on twitch.tv/TC Throwers.
Nice. And Jordan, how can people get a hold of you?
Find me on Twitter at Cryptic Jordan, and on Twitch I'm currently streaming like 5 times a week at Cryptic Jojo. Or I guess not at, but just Cryptic Jojo.
Nice. And Phil, how can people get a hold of you?
I'm on Twitter at BNow23.
Nice. And listeners, you can get a hold of us. You can send us a tweet at GamerHeadsPC or at Focus Nindie. Both of those are ways that you can get a hold of us on Twitter. And then also on Monday nights. So if you're listening to this show, it releases on Monday morning. And then tonight you can watch our stream of the games we're talking about. And that is at 8:30 Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/GamerHeadsPodcast. So check that out. All right, Mike, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
And Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Always.
And Phil, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, kind sir.
And listeners, thank you so much for your time and giving us a listen. Until next week, stay safe and game on. See ya.